the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work. We will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America. And more importantly, God bless our victims. Well, hello, my beautiful people of YouTube. It's nice to see you this evening. Happy Friday. You guys made it. You made it. You made it. Now, turn your volume down if you can't handle my voice. Turn your volume down if you can't handle it. I wasn't going to come live today or this evening, and I told you guys I'm going to be leaving first thing in the morning. I hope everything's sounding great. I don't know. I don't have the equipment on, so we don't have the mics and stuff. But we're running on a new computer. I upgraded the services. I'm hoping that this comes in a little bit clearer than it's been coming in for you guys for a while. I feel like all of my problems were the MacBook Pro and StreamYard. So I figured I would, just kind of throw some money at the issue and see if it fixes the problem. So not $2,500. I'm too cheap for that. I will never do that again. But we did throw about $450 at this problem. So I'm really hoping that when I do the replay, we look crystal clear, that we are seeing better, that we're seeing, if not, then I'll have to reset some cameras and stuff like that. But this computer is a little bit smaller than what I'm used to working on. It's touchscreen. It really is. It's got some massive, RAM and SSD. We got a terabyte on this computer, so it's lighter weight. It's easier and compact to deal with. So I think that this is going to be. We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. So I just wanted to tell you guys what was going on. Hopefully, it's going to be a little bit clearer, a little bit better. On another front. You guys are going to see me stuff my face. I'm sorry. I know some of you guys are okay with it. Some of you guys are not, and that's okay. People that are not, I'm sorry. You guys are in my house. And quite frankly, I got to go to bed tonight, and I've got to be able to go to bed with a full stomach, plus wake up in the morning, early in the morning and get on the road. So I still got a lot of stuff to do when I'm hanging out with you guys, because I literally should be probably fixing the car up and packing it before it gets dark, but that's okay. We got things called lights around here, so we'll just pop them on up and everything like that. The oil change was done today, and we're ready. We're ready to embark on the trip. A lot of people are, I just want to put this out there. A lot of people are so concerned. I know there's a lot of people trying to look ballsy and stuff like that. I really don't care about them. Okay. The bottom line is nobody is going to mess with me. If they choose to mess with me, they can handle the consequences. I'm a big girl. It's not the first rodeo I've been around. For those that are new to the true crime, every single case I have ever gone on, I have been threatened with bodily injury. That's why I take it so very seriously when somebody does it. And yes, if there's a content creator in that town, she's got some problems, because not only is she recorded threatening me, she's also recorded saying that she doesn't mind going to jail. So it's not a frivolous complaint, and a complaint will be filed against this creator, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. She opened her mouth. She said these things. She threatened me. There will be a police report filed in her community about it. And if she doesn't, if she doesn't bother me, there's no harm, no foul, right? But if she does bother me, I've got a good paper trail. So no matter how we look at this, there is going to be a complaint filed against this woman. So the people in the back, I just want to let you know, you guys can say all you want to say. There will be a complaint filed against this woman, period. I just want to make sure that you guys all understand that before you guys go out there and run your mouth anymore. It's not a frivolous complaint. She threatened me. I've got it on video. And when I posted something about it, she went on to say that she has no problem going to jail. That is a threat. And that is something I will not put up with. So again, she can talk all the mad cash she wants on that side of the tracks. If she sees me, she needs to go the other way, because if I see her, I'm going to take it as she is acting on that very threat. I've made it very clear. She's heard my voice. She's heard my words. She's been over on my channel. People send this to her, so she knows what I'm saying. This has been clipped. She has already responded to one of these since this. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts whether she's getting my messages or not. So if we see her, then she's obviously wanting to act out on that very threat. And so I will have to take care of the situation, which I don't deal with violence. I call law enforcement, let law enforcement deal with the violence. Please don't put her name. Please don't put her name in my chat. We're definitely not going to be plugging her. I'm not deleting your comment or punishing you for it. I'm just going to be deleting your comment because I don't want her name in my chat. That's one person that we are no longer going to be bringing up in this chat. She's a disgusting, foul-mouthed person that's not in it to help anybody, let alone a child. So, you know, I don't know how people like her kind of commentary. She has no facts behind her. She's a very uneducated woman. Okay, Stormcat, have a great night. That was the second time. I will not do it again. There you go. Have a good night. So we will change our, actually, let me go ahead and do this right now because I can already see that people just can't handle themselves because they're freaking children, because they're uneducated idiots that their mommy and daddy didn't teach them better. And since they can't act right, then we're just going to have to put them all in timeout because they're idiots, because their mommy and daddy didn't teach them better. You guys got some freaking mental problems on display on YouTube. It's an embarrassment. I would be embarrassed to be your friend, your mother, or your pastor. But most of these people probably don't go to church because they're pieces of garbage that don't mind breaking the law and threatening people. So we are going to be out there. I'm not really worried about my safety and well-being. I'm assured that I'm perfectly fine and safe. And if anything happens, that it will be dealt with promptly and immediately. So that's all I need to hear. I'm good to go. You know, I'm good to go. Sonia, I kind of wish I had. Do I have it? Do I still have it in here? That would be hilarious if I did. I think I took it out though, because I ran out of space. But if I've got it, I'm playing it. And you know what I'm playing. You might be lucky. You might be lucky. You got lucky, Sonia. You got lucky. I removed the video with the 2 tampons hanging out of the nose. You're lucky. But if I had it, I'd be playing it. I'm just saying. Oh, hey, Sec 2. It's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a little while. It's nice to see you. So we've been covering the case of Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old child that's autistic. You know, we're told that, you know, the mom and stepfather wants help looking for the son, wants help passing around flyers, wants money for help, you know, billboards and stuff like that. But whenever we're coming out to help, they want to threaten people or send their little minions over to start threatening people. And so I was always concerned from the very beginning, because we've been hearing about these threats coming out. Lots of searchers have complained about him. And we never really realized where those threats have been coming from. And it is clear that the Proudfoots and their cohorts, their minions, are the ones perpetrating the threats upon people. If they think somebody's getting too close or monkeying wherever they don't need to be monkeying, he wants to send his attack monkeys over to people and harass people. So I'm going to make sure that my bases are covered. I'm going to have cameras inside the car, outside the car. I'm going to have cameras on me. I'm going to have audio rolling inside and outside of the vehicle at all times. I'm also going to let law enforcement know where I'm at so they can drive by and check up on me periodically wherever that I'm at. And it's sad that these people that say that they're here to help a child are now taking resources away from law enforcement because they've got to now protect me coming in there because some idiots want to be on here and threaten me. That's what they chose to do. That's what they chose to do. They chose to waste yet a little bit more of law enforcement resources because the case hasn't lost enough resources enough with their dumb stuff. Let's throw a little more out there. They're not doing anything but hindering this investigation. When I spoke to the major, he said when those posts were coming in, those have to be turned over. They have to stop what they're doing and go out and find them. Find those people and make sure that they don't have any information that they say they have. And they have to do that each and every time one of those bump posts are put in social media. And yet these animals keep putting these posts in, and the admins allow them to be posted and allow this stuff to run wild in an effort just to cause problems in an investigation. So this is kind of what they've been dealing with. So, I mean, I can understand if Seth is a little, upset about the status of his personal case with his son and how he may be over it with all this BS. It's because people are monkeying in his son's case. And the more he tries, just like whenever I kept trying to push them away, the worse it got, the worse it got, the worse it got. Same strategy being used on this man. Seems awfully funny. Seems awfully funny. That's all I'm saying. It's very noticeable. And so we're kind of here. And we're going out to, we've done a lot of work on trying to decipher what is going on in this case. There's not a whole lot of evidence in this, but the evidence that is here is leaning really in one direction. What we can get a hold of, what we can understand is leading in one direction. Now, we're still on the hunt for Chris's timeline. I feel very successful that we're going to be very confident, rather, that we're going to be successful at obtaining some information that's going to help us with Chris Proudfoot's timeline. However, I was speaking to Eminem too, and she's the one that's been kind of keeping me up to date with what's going on in Memphis. An amazing lady. She reached out to the well, I won't go into too much. I don't want to go too much, but been sending out the videos. They've been sending out videos to me, whenever they just drive by. It's not anything major. They're not going out of their way. They're just basically, as they're driving by, putting their phone up out the window, and we're being able to slow that down and see what's going on. I thought that at 10:30, when she drove by, it was so dark out there. I didn't see the cranes lit up. She says she doesn't recall any time that she's gone by there at night that those cranes aren't lit up. So I called one of the crane people. I lost the number to the other lady. I've got to try to find it, but I have literally 300 emails on top of her, which was foolish. I don't know why I didn't write it down, but I didn't. And long story short, I had to reach out to somebody else, and I spoke to them today, and they said when the crane operation, the crane is down, when it's shut down, when they're stopped, everything's shut down. All their lights are off. When they're powered up, their lights are on. The machine wouldn't be off while the lights are on because it would drain the power. So they would not leave the lights on. We're hearing also from the same person that had spoken with or not spoken, drove by the night at, I think it was like 10:30, and it looked really dark out there. I didn't see the lights on the cranes, but she told me that she has never been by there without the lights on. And then it brings back a conversation that somebody had with the contractor on that job, and they said that they are running 24/7. And of course, I didn't believe them because we don't, I want to verify that because everything's so conflicting. So I don't know if they're running 24/7, but I need to see those those cranes for myself because when the one content creator was out there and was approached by security, I don't know what day he was out there, but I know he was out there at night, and that construction site was dark. Nothing was going on that site. I don't think that's the real Jonesin. No, it can't be the real Jonesin because the real Jonesin's blocked. I can tell you that. So just delete them. Anybody that has a name that you know is not a friendly to this channel, they don't need to be here. Just block them. I don't even care what they say. I don't care if they're nice or not. Their ship has sailed. I could care less what any of these animals say or have to do with me. You know, to be honest with you, I just want to put them in a cage. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, right? But you poop in one hand, wish in one hand, and poop in the other. See which one fills up faster. We all know the answer to that. So, long story short, but if any of my mods see anybody that they know is not a friendly here, I don't really care to talk to them. They can email me if they so choose, but I do not want their names, their faces, or anything else in this chat ever. We build a great channel. We have a lot of people that come here, and they just don't quite have the muster to be able to do what we do, and they need to work for it themselves, not by doing it from here. Sorry. So just block them because I really don't care about the clicks and the views. I only want the viewers that are here for the right reasons, not the ones that aren't. So that's the way it is. That's the way it is. And if anybody doesn't realize the rules here up in this chat is a privilege to be here, not a right. So I really don't care whether you like me or don't like me. You will respect my chat. And if you don't respect my chat, we will block you. And if you continue to annoy these people, I will make it members only. And I guarantee the people that are here for the right reason will pay that membership. So if your thoughts are for me not to make money by you being in here and being an asshole, you're going to make me a lot more money than you wanted to. So let's you stay in your lane, I stay in my lane. Get the hell out of my chat. I don't want you here. You guys do nothing but bring drama and problems. We're here to talk about a 15-year-old child. And if you're so disgusting to interrupt that, you deserve to burn in hell. Period. And I'm not going to pray for you on Sunday. Just saying. Just saying. So that's where we're at. Sebastian Rogers, again, we got some conflicting information from, of course, Nick Barris. And I just want everybody to know that I do like Nick Barris, okay? I think that he stepped up into the plate and he's ate a lot of crow for the plate he had to step up into. But at the end of the day, it was necessary that he did. We needed a public information officer. He's the best thing we've got to Sumner County. Okay. I'm not going to dog this man. I'm not going to beat up this man or anything like that. I also believe that he is not one that's just going to make up salacious information. Now, this is my opinion. So I don't know Nick. Never had carried a conversation with him. Could he make up stuff? I'm sure he could if he wanted to. Do I think he did? It seems like he cares about his journalism. It seems like he's done a lot of journalistic work. It seems like he really cares about ethics and keeping things right. So if he's saying something, whether or not Eric Craddock wants it out or not, obviously somebody told him something they shouldn't have told him. We all have our sources that trust us. We all have our sources in certain places that gives us the inside scoop when they're not supposed to. And I have to think that that is kind of what might have happened here, but I don't know. That's a lot of assuming. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know what the case may be, but we know that Nick said some things that caused that what'd you say? Right? So let's just get on with it. Let's see what he has to say. Just saying. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's watch this whole thing.
Both of these cases remain confounding mysteries. Summer Wells and Sebastian Rogers both vanished without a trace, but their Amber Alerts remain in effect. It was 3 years ago this month that 5-year-old Summer vanished from her home in Hopkins County in East Tennessee. That is a long time for a missing child.
The longer you go, it is less likely that you're going to have a successful recovery. About 1% of children survive longer than 24 hours. And
I want you guys to hear that. Hold on, let me get over
Summer
there.
Wells is going to be that 1%er. She's going to be a 1%er.
Okay, I want you guys to hear that. That is the saddest part of all of this. Let me go back just a little bit. I want you guys to listen to what she's saying.
Less likely that you're going to have a successful recovery. About one
in Hopkins County in East Tennessee. That is a long time for a missing child.
The longer you go, it is less likely that you're going to have a successful recovery. About 1% of children survive longer than 24 hours.
1%. 1%. 1% 1% that last longer than 24 hours. That 1%. 1%. That is harsh. And people want to say, you know, when we jump the gun and say this, I try telling people it's statistics. Everybody says, well, like even with Charlotte Senna, she defied odds. Every professional under the sun thought that poor girl was gone. I thought that poor girl was gone. And people come and bash me because I say things like they're most like it's because it's the reality that we live in covering these cases. But I thought that was important to embolden on here because I don't think people understand how low the number is past that 24 hours. Most of these people don't live past 3 hours. 3 hours. We just had illegals abduct a girl. 2 illegals abduct a girl, drag her under a overpass, have their way with her for 2 solid hours before unaliving her. This just happened and just broke today. And I'm pretty sure I saw it on News Nation. 2 hours. She was gone after being brutalized. Brutalized by thugs from Venezuela.
And so we're hoping that Summer Wells is going to be that 1%er. She's going to be a 1%er.
That was Margie Quinn talking in the days after Summer disappeared. Quinn had headed up the TBI's Amber Alert program and says time matters. We saw the massive search effort firsthand as Sky 5 flew over crews on the ground. Nothing was ever found, and to date, more than 6,000 tips have been called into the TBI, and they have produced no new leads.
6,000 tips. 6,000 tips. And nothing.
Most agree it's unlikely Summer just wandered away and was more likely the victim of foul play.
Neighbors are going to be interviewed. Sex offenders in the area are going to be interviewed. Anybody with a likelihood to have committed this kind of crime.
Authorities have done the same in the Sebastian Rogers case. The 15-year-old vanished more than 4 months ago from his Hendersonville home. In that case, too, investigators think it's unlikely the teen with autism just wandered away on his own with little or no scent detected by canines. Any evidence of foul play?
We have not cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
Yet, anyway, though.
And we have to remember that was almost 3 months ago when he had this interview. In the world of law enforcement, 3 months is huge. There's a lot of movement that happened in that first 3 months. So, you know, we just discussed forensics. When are they going to be doing forensics? We don't know if they have. If they haven't, they really haven't given us a wholesome update in a really long time. So I don't know.
Those close to the case say that now is the most likely scenario.
Let's listen to that again.
We have not cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
Yet, anyway, though those close to the case say that now is the most likely scenario. But there is simply no evidence of anything in either case. Now, I do know that authorities right now are looking into 2 new leads in Sebastian's case, including another possible sighting in East Tennessee.
2 new leads and a possible sighting in East Tennessee. Now, as you can imagine, this tidbit of news came as a little bit of shock to me. First I've heard of it. Usually when we hear of new potential leads of a missing person, it's all over social media. It's breaking news. I never heard of it. So I had an opportunity to speak with Tony today just to see, you know, what's what. And I'm not sure. He sounded confused. I'm not sure if he knew of this new lead. I don't think they told Seth of this new lead, if one exists. And L. Lee has been, you know, has been keeping in contact with Seth about stuff like at least this, like even when the bone was found, the detective reached right out to him to make sure that he knew it wasn't his son. They reached out to him when the boy was in the cemetery. They reached out to him to assure him that boy was not his son. So they've been reaching out to him. They've been communicating, but not to tell him of a potential lead or sighting of his son. It seems odd, but that's what Nick says. So there's got to be a reason why he said it. And I'm just saying, we know Nick. I mean, we don't know him personally, but he doesn't seem like one that's just going to be throwing out, misinformation. It seems like he's been really, really careful about making sure everything is on the uppity up. So we may not want to dismiss this from Nick. I'm telling you, you probably. Well, thank you, Kat. Myrtle Beach. It's nice to see you. I was in Myrtle Beach. I actually like it. I did. I was on the boardwalk. It was nice. It was nice. I'm just going to drop back just a few so we can get the context. There we go.
No evidence to support foul play.
Yet, anyway, though those close to the case say that now is the most likely scenario. But there is simply no evidence of anything in either case. Now, I do know.
So I'm going to stop it there again. Sorry. But they're basically saying that there is, at this point, you can't not entertain foul play. Okay. I think that's more in line with what's being said here. It's whether or not there's evidence or not at this point, this long out. You can't not consider foul play. Hell, even we just went over the forensic stuff last night on here at the 8:00 show about the protocols and the standards for the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. So if we have this thing going on where we have directives from the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children, we would have to think,
that authorities right now are looking into two new leads in Sebastian's case, including another possible sighting in East Tennessee. But to date, nothing has led to any substantial new leads. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
So what do you guys think about
Both
that?
of these cases...
Let me go back here. I'm only on one computer right now. So, like I said, I don't think Nick is going to speak out of turn or throw something out there that he can't corroborate. That's just my personal opinion. So that means that if there is a possible sighting, there is a possible sighting. Somebody had to have called it in. There has to be some type of record of it. There has to be. Has to be. I hope everybody's doing great. We have almost 900 people in the chat right now. If you guys have not, please consider going out and subbing up to this channel. We're trying to get us over the 32,000 mark. I think we were only 15 or 16 subs away from hitting that goal. That would be amazing to take it across the goal this night. We have over 886 people in here. If you guys would be so kind as to go out and give us a thumbs up, it really does help the algorithm. I have been working around the clock to try to keep everything really streamlined here. We've been processing this case and we've been utilizing facts, but we've been trying to make those facts, work for us. So we've been using speculation and theory-based type of analysis of these things so we can interject and figure out what each of these puzzle pieces mean as we're putting this together and trying to make heads or tails of it when we really have very limited information at our disposal coming from law enforcement. So the only way we're going to acquire this information is to do field work and groundwork. There is no way to get around the field work or the groundwork in this matter because law enforcement is not willing to assist us or provide us any updated information. They have blocked the public out. They blocked the family out. They were working with Chris and Katie for a significant time. It sounds like they've stopped working with them or not calling them or not communicating with them as much as they once did. There's a lot of other information. I've got to be very careful because, you know, I keep forgetting there's some things that, you know, I find out that when I do learn of them, I've got to be careful what is being said because there's information that I need to be passing on to other people before I pass it on to you. So I've been trying to make sure that we're covering all the bases properly. But at the end of the day, we don't know we don't trust Chris. We don't know where he was. We don't know what he did. And then I'm learning here. And this is another thing that's going to throw a monkey wrench into it. So I need somebody to tell me who has a vehicle like Chris Proudfoot's. What is Chris Proudfoot's vehicle? I need an answer about this because I'm leaving tonight. And this is going to be my opportunity to get this information. Does anybody know what kind? I'm on a new computer. Crap, I got to set even my search programs up. Does anybody know what the specific make and model of Chris? I know you guys have it. What is the make and model? I know it's a Chevy diesel. What is the make and model of his truck? The actual make and model of the specific truck that he drives around, because it's a Chevy Silverado 2500. Thank you, Reno. Thank you. That's great. That was quick. How did you know that so quick? That just pushed right off. Okay, thank you. But Reno got it. I mean, that's probably about right. Probably what it is. It probably is a Silverado. Okay, so we got a 2021. I just lost your thing, Reno. Hold on, just let me give me a second. I got to find you. Hey, Mary, it's nice to see you, love. Where the heck did you go? I can't find your post now. What is there? Anybody deserves them thumbs? Oh, thank you, Reno. But I was trying to find your post that you just had. There, I can't spell it right. It's got to be down just a little bit further. So is it a 2021 Silverado? I can't seem to find Reno's post anymore. 2500 HD. Let me write this down. I got to write this down. So it's a Silverado. Now I remember. Okay. Now I remember as I'm reading it. I didn't remember it. 2500. That's HD. Okay, let's find out what kind of gas. Let's find out what kind of gas tank it has on here. So we got a 2021 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD fuel tank size capacity 36 gallons. Shit. Okay, so we have a 36 gallon tank. So gas, what is it? Miles per gallon, MPG. Golly, that's awful. 14 to 15 miles. Okay, and then we have, what is it from Memphis to, I'm breaking this sucker down. So we got 15 miles. So let's go 15 times 36 and let's see how many miles we've got. We can get on this truck. So we'll go 15 miles. We'll give them an extra mile times 36 equals. So that's 540 miles that this truck can get tank to tank from empty to full, or full to empty. Full to empty. It's 540 miles based upon that. So now let's look and see what it is. 540 miles. Let's go to the maps. And let's 1008 Stafford directions to St. Jude. Actually, let's go Yogi. I think he went back to Yogi. He would have went back to Yogi. Yogi Campground, Memphis. 240 miles. 240 miles. That's 480 miles. That's what I was scared of. Right there, 480 miles. He's got a 540 mile tank. So it brings me to another problem we might have in this thing. He may have been able to go round trip on one tank. That means there probably and may not be any gas station stops. So I am going to venture to say if he was lower on gas or didn't have a full tank, he would have most likely stopped by his home, by wherever he was before he got on the road, because that's typically what I do. If my gas, even if it's full, like my gas tank is almost full, I'm not going to wait until I get to my exit at 358 to fill up like I normally do. I'll go ahead and get it filled up at the local gas store right around the corner and then drive until my tank is empty or close to empty. I never get it empty because I don't like all that crap going in the filter. But you guys get my point. You guys get my point. So let me just take a break here. I see that there's some people that have given super stickers, and I just want to get them. Shelly, oh, thank you. Oh, Cindy, thank you so much, love. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Misty, question, do you know if KB, is that Bowersox? So Kathy Bowersox SUV model has a tailgate that works like a pickup. Oh, you mean like a hitch? She doesn't. The SUV doesn't have a tailgate. It has a hatch that goes up. But I think you're talking about the hitch. Does it have a hitch? And you can put a hitch on anything. I had a hitch on my Chevy Malibu. And if you guys know what a Chevy Malibu is, it's a car. I had a hitch put on the car. Okay. I wish I would have made the negotiation for the SUV, because I could really use the hitch on the SUV, not the car. Just saying. Okay. My father came out. I called him. I'm like, Dad, I'm negotiating a deal on the car. I'm getting a little nervous here. Can you come up and help me? Next thing you know, I got two clickers, tinted windows, and a freaking hitch. I said, what the hell do I need a hitch for? He goes, shut up. Just shut up. Okay. A hitch I got. And believe it or not, I actually used it. Who knew, right? Who knew? So yes, I believe that they could do that. I think that's what you're asking. Anyone in C's family who has a double extended pickup with a camper shell? Oh, I know what you're talking about, to kind of enclose it. I don't know. I don't know at all. To be honest with you, I mean, there's only certain family members that I know that live right around there in that little concentration. I plan on going by every house, on the list, just to get a lay of the land, where it is in conjunction with the other stuff, So we'll see, but I don't know. I hope you have a safe trip, and thank you for keeping Sebastian's name in social media and off the drama. Well, we haven't been drama free. I mean, even we've tried to be drama free, but when the more you try to stay away from that garbage, the more the people start attacking you to grab you and pull you in, because the only way they're going to get content is trying to trigger you, because they have disgusting content practices. Quite frankly, I think it's unlawful. And I don't know, it's going to take, and actually I've been kind of pondering it, and I will eventually, when I put my thoughts to it, I'm very successful when I put my mind to something. And so it's getting to the point where I'm really thinking that I may start going and threatening YouTube, because for failing to adhere to their own terms of service. And, it causes people damage. And they're responsible for that damage because they have rules and procedures in place to prevent that damage, and they're failing to do so. So I think it's actually making them liable, where they wouldn't be liable under Section 230, because they have these terms of services, and they have these guidelines, and they're failing to adhere to their own guidelines. That's what's putting them on the hook liability wise. So I'm working through the law on that. And once I get the case, mapped out in my head, then I'm probably going to be approaching attorneys to see, what other steps we need to make before we pull triggers like that. But I really do think it's getting to the point where these channels are being so toxic to this environment and what they're doing that it is criminal. I truly believe. Even interjecting into criminal cases and putting out false information on social media, which has been named, the public domain. It is the public domain. So you're putting false information out in the public domain on a criminal case. I think there needs to be something, at this point, for the intent. If they're doing it intentionally, they should be reprimanded for that somehow, some way, legally. Obviously, nothing you can do about it now, but there's definitely a clear problem. And so what I do is I start working on it now. In about a year or two, we start having some movement. In about 3 or 4 years, we start getting our first bills put through. And then about year 5 or 6, we start getting some of those things voted on. So I'm always keeping my eyes out for that. But I think my back door to the 230 for YouTube is honestly the failure of them to adhere to their own terms of service. So I'm still working on that. And then once I get that, I'll start approaching my attorneys and seeing what they recommend for this, because this is the only thing they'll help me with. Is this the civil stuff, the civil rights stuff and hindering and big things like that. But for my little stuff, I got to take care of it on my own. Thank you. Well, we got new members. Kendra, thank you so much. GLB, Oma, gifted 1 gift membership. God bless you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you so much. And then what's this one? Check out podcast, The Outlier, with Lauren Conlon. Why does that name sound familiar? I've heard Lauren Conlon before. She interviewed Julia Valenti, the nationally certified canine handler, regarding Sebastian's case. Very insightful. Safe travels to you. I felt so bad for Julia because I really think she got in with a very, very bad content creator that ended up bulking her with another lady that was just completely out in left field. I think it caused this poor lady so much drama and trauma. It makes it hard to even see why anybody would even come to social media anymore for help, because of the horribleness of some of these bad actors. Oh, Peter Pan, it's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. I've seen your emails. I'm hoping I'm responding. I try to respond to everybody. Not everybody can I, especially when I got 400 emails, I can only read them. Read and move. It's like a conveyor belt. Okay, got it. Got it. And then the ones it even got to the point where I had to start printing the stuff out so I remember which ones I want to talk about on these shows, because I've been getting so many emails, and I thank you guys so much for those emails as well. But anyways, guys, I'm not going to stay here too long. I just came out here just to say hi. You guys know I've still got a truck that I've got to repack. I've got my bags almost packed. I've got everything almost ready. I've just got to do some checklist items. I got dishes to take care of, garbage to take out, and just some sweeping up so I don't have to come back to a disgusting house when I come home, and then that's kind of where I'm going to be for tonight. And we'll get up and roll out when we get up and roll out. As soon as I get to a stopping point in the morning, I'll pull off, we'll go to some place so I'm not having to sit out in the car. Maybe we'll go to a Buc-ee's where I can walk around and show you guys some neat little stuff, and we'll just have a chit chat on the ride. And if there was any problems, what, yada, yada, yada. So don't forget to stay tuned to me. If you guys have not already sub up to this channel. This is going to be the channel that I will be rolling live from when we're out in the woods. I will tell you, most of you already know because you've been with me for a really long time. And for the new people that are here, how the process works when I do field work is we have some drive time. If I can go live here or there, I will while I'm driving. I just won't be able to pay attention to chat. When I get there, I usually go dark for 3 to 4 hours when I pull into town. And I go dark not because of having any intentional reason of going dark. It's just really my game planning time. It's where I'm driving around everywhere. I'm getting the lay of the land. I'm mapping my trip. I'm looking at the areas. I'm asking, writing down questions, getting a plan down, getting a plan of action, looking at certain aspects of the area to find out if it's fruitful for searching and stuff like that. It's all the due process stuff that I have. It's all the due diligence, not due process, due diligence stuff that I have to do when I first get on ground, because I've got search areas that I really want to hone in on, but where my start is going to happen really depends on many factors that are out there that I'm going to be assessing those first 4 hours that I'm out there on the field. So once I get there, you guys will know I'm there. But after that, I go dark. You won't see me until I'm back at the hotel room going live and telling you guys about my day. And that's just it's just how I work. And so when I get there, don't worry about me, because I'm very stealth. I'm kind of, I just drive around. I just get areas, lay out areas. I search stuff. I, get my binoculars out if it's like wooded area to kind of preview the area to see if there's anything in the woods that may call me into them. So it's just, again, my working process. So if you guys don't hear from me, do not worry about me. My mods have my phone number. They're going to have my tracking. They'll have everything that they need to know exactly where I'm at all times. We roll with camera footage at all times. Not all of it, but most of it is backed up, automatically recorded and automatically backed up on the cloud or other recording devices or storage devices. So we're about as safe as we can possibly be. So I don't want anybody worrying about me. Don't let anybody worry you. I'm a big girl. I've been doing this stuff for a really, really long time. And I've been out there. I've been in danger. I've come face to face with murderers. I have put myself in harm's way. I've been pushed. I've been tracked down. I've had a guy in Idaho try to hit me with his car with a whole bunch of flags on him, and scared the crap out of me and ran up on my back end and stuff like that. These are things I deal with on the daily in the field that your content creators that sit on their butt and bitch at me for have no clue what I do. That's why I'm so touchy when you start screwing with my safety, because it's already a dangerous situation when I go out there. I don't need any other dangers knocking on my door when it's an already dangerous situation. See, these girls that are out here running their mouths and thinking this is a joke are sitting behind their computers, not realizing how dangerous it is to be out there in that field looking for people when you have potentially a murderer right down the road. And I can't wait to the day that some of these girls get out behind those computers for their just desserts. For their just desserts. Because again, I'm one of those girls that are an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I'm barbaric like that. I'm barbaric like that. And I guarantee you what they've put me through and how much danger they put me in over the years, they wouldn't even be able to handle one day of the shoes that I walk. Not one day. They can sit up there and talk a lot of mad cash shit. Next time they talk that mad cash shit, tell them to get from behind that computer and go do it better. Right? Go show Bullhorn Betty how it's done, since they're so smart and know how to do it 10 times better. That's all I'm saying. It's easy to criticize when you don't have to do. But I guarantee they're not going to get off their crack pipe long enough to get out there or take their money to spend on a case like this. They want you to be a sucker and they want you to pay them to hate Betty. That's what they want you to do. So go get those dollar bills out. Instead of going to the strip bar, go to your local crack, your crack dealer here on the streets of YouTube, and just go ahead and shell them out all your money, because that's all they want. They want to bitch their way to success. I'd rather work my way to success. Just saying. All right, guys, take it easy. Don't be sleazy. See you soon.